Hey guys, Procrastination Gaming here, and welcome to the channel. This is going to be my picks for Week 6 of the 2017 NFL season. For Game 1 here, we have Eagles at Panthers. I'm taking the Eagles in this one. My top 4 teams in the NFL right now are the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Panthers, and the Rams. The reason I'm not doing a top 5 because I can't decide who that 5th team is going to be. Right now, I feel like outside of those 4 teams, every other team has question marks at multiple positions. Yeah, I can't find another team that's playing well consistently on all 3 phases. For this game, we are taking the Eagles. Both the Eagles and the Panthers have a pretty good defense. They both have been able to control the line of scrimmage in most of their game. The Eagles and the Panthers have both been able to run the ball when they want to. So I think this is going to be a pretty fun game to watch if you like those defensive battles. Both these teams are very good at getting the ball to their tight end, as we have seen recently. And both of these teams have mobile quarterbacks. I think Carson Wentz is a lot like Cam Newton. He's a big dude who can run. I don't think he's quite as fast as Cam Newton, but he is very mobile and he can make people miss in the pocket, and he does keep his eyes downfield, much like Cam Newton did last. I'm going to take the Eagles in this one, 21-14. I just think it's going to be a close game, and I just picking the Eagles. Second game here, we have Bears at Ravens. We are taking the Ravens 13-17. I think Trubisky in this game is going to probably throw 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, or like 1 touchdown and interception. I'm pretty sure he'll throw an interception and at least 1 touchdown, and maybe Jordan Howard will have a few good plays. But as we saw last week, that offense is not really good. They don't have any receivers that can consistently get open. He's going to have a tough time against the Ravens. That front 7 is going to get to him. I just don't think he's going to pass for more than like 200 yards probably against this Ravens defense. So that's how I think these Ravens are going to win. I'm going to take the Ravens 17-13. The Ravens on offense aren't very good either, but I feel like they'll have short field position a lot. So I feel like that's how they're going to win this game. They have the better kicker, and I have them winning by 4 points. And then the next game here, Browns at Texans. Pretty easy one. We're taking the Texans in this one, 34-21. I think it'll be a blowout for most of the game, and then the Browns will score some points later on when it doesn't really matter. But Deshaun Watson has been playing very well. The Browns' defense has been very bad. So I do think the Texans will score some points. Hopefully, if you're a Texans fan, Will Fuller will continue to catch the ball consistently. He has been doing very good recently, so hopefully that'll continue. DeAndre Hopkins looks like he's having the time of his life right now. I mean, he's getting so many passes thrown to him, and they're accurate, and it looks like he's really enjoying being in that offense with Deshaun Watson. So I'm taking the Texans in this one, 34-21. And then the next game, we have Packers at Vikings. I'm taking the Packers in this one, 17-24. So I think the Packers in this one is going to be Aaron Rodgers scoring 7 points more than the Vikings. I think it's just going to be a very close game, and then the Packers will score the last touchdown probably in the 4th quarter. But I think the Vikings defense is good enough to keep them in this game most of the game. And then at the end of the game, Aaron Rodgers is going to make a few plays that only Aaron Rodgers can make, and they're going to score the last touchdown to win this game. Then the next game here, we have Lions at Saints. Obviously, I am a Lions fan, but in the beginning of this season, I looked at this schedule, and this is one of those games I threw up as a loss. I mean, going to New Orleans, playing in that stadium is always very tough. We know Drew Brees at home is going to score probably 35 points or so, regardless of how old he is. I'm pretty sure the Saints are going to score at least 30-something points this game, and I don't think the Lions are going to be able to score that much. I think it's pretty simple. They've been aggressive at times, but like the play calling sometimes is just, it doesn't make sense. Like, why do you keep throwing the ball to Ebron when he keeps dropping passes? Why don't you just bench him? Darren Fells is averaging probably like 12 yards a catch. I mean, I haven't looked at his stats, but he's definitely outperformed Eric Ebron to this point, and I think he should be the starter going forward. I don't think Ebron should be anything more than someone you throw in garbage time. I don't understand why they haven't already done that. If I was jump Caldwell. I would have done that probably last year. I probably would have benched Ebron and tried to go somewhere else. But yeah, I think the Lions on offense won't be able to do a whole lot. So we're taking the Saints in this one, 31-17. And then the Dolphins at Falcons. I'm taking the Falcons in this one. I think they're the better overall team. I do think they have the better quarterback by far. The Dolphins' front seven is really, really good. But the Falcons have a very good offensive line, good running backs. They have good receivers. I mean, they can move the ball in any kind of way. I'm taking the Falcons 26-17. I think it'll be a closer game than it should be. Maybe Matt Ryan will throw an interception or two. But they're still going to beat the Dolphins and Jay Cutler. Then we have the Patriots at Jets. I think this is going to be a very close game. Most people might pick this one to be a blowout, but I don't see it like that. Both of these teams are 3-2 right now, and the Jets are playing up to their competition. The Patriots right now have been playing down to their competition, and the Jets have been playing up to their competition. And sometimes the Jets can pull these kinds of games out where they beat the Patriots at home. But I think the Patriots are going to just eke out the Jets this one, 24-23. Tom Brady is still playing very well. Like I said last week, I don't think that's going to change at all. I think they'll be able to move the ball. They'll be able to score. Maybe the Jets will get a couple fumbles or something. So I think that's how the Jets are going to be in this game, 24-23. Patriots. And the next game here, 49ers at Redskins. I am taking the Redskins in this one. The 49ers have not won a game yet, but I think the Redskins would be a very likely candidate to be their first win. But also, I just think the Redskins have so much more talent. I don't see how it shouldn't happen. But the Redskins, sometimes they lose these kinds of games. So I'm picking the Redskins in this one, 17-13. And I'm kind of nervous about that one because I feel like this is the type of the game that the Redskins would just blow. But yeah, we're still taking the Redskins 17-13. The next game here, we have Cardinals at Buccaneers. We're taking the Cardinals in this one, 26-13. This is a pretty tough game. Both these teams have not looked good recently. The Buccaneers on offense have looked really bad. The Cardinals on offense have looked okay at times at best. The Cardinals secondary has really been struggling, especially the corners. Even Patrick Peterson has been getting beat a lot. It just doesn't make any sense. Tyrann Mathieu, all these guys, they're not covering very well. And the Cardinals as a team are not playing very well. And the Buccaneers as a team are not playing very well either. But I think the Cardinals at home, I mean, they got Adrian Peterson. I have a feeling Adrian Peterson's going to have a decent game. I don't know how many touches he's going to get, but I think it's going to be a lot different than what we saw in New Orleans. I think the Cardinals are going to run a lot of two-back sets. They're going to run ace formation. It's going to be Adrian Peterson lining up 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage and getting that ball at a full sprint on a dive play. You know, that's something New Orleans didn't really do. They had him line up a lot in the shotgun. Adrian Peterson, I think, is one of the best pure runners that the NFL has ever seen. But he's not a shotgun running back. He can't catch, he can't block, and he doesn't have his vision is so much worse when he's in the shotgun. He hasn't had, if you go watch him, all of his highlights, very few of those plays were out of the shotgun. When you're sitting in the middle, you have a much better ability to see what's going on both sides. Like, that's how Adrian Peterson reads the defenses. He looks at their leverage and he looks at the numbers, and like before the play, he probably already knows who's going to get off their block and who's going to be coming at him and from what angle. When he's in the middle, it's easier for him to see that kind of stuff. So I think that's why it's so much better to have him lined up in the middle like a running back. And yeah, I think maybe Adrian Peterson might have something like 75 yards and a touchdown this game. But I think he will have a couple of those runs where it'll look somewhat like Adrian Peterson we used to see. I don't know if he's going to be quite as quick. I mean, it was hard to tell in New Orleans. I mean, he was getting hit in the backfield every time, and he really had no shot to do anything. So, but I'm taking the Cardinals in this one, 26-13. Next game here, Rams at Jaguars. Take the Rams, 33-23. I think this is a pretty easy one. The Rams are a very good team right now, playing well on offense. Obviously, they got beat by the Seahawks, but the Seahawks have the best defense in the league right now. So the Rams, I think their front seven is going to dominate, and I also think the Jaguars' front seven is going to make a few plays too. So I think maybe the Jaguars might score once on defense, and then once on offense, and then get a few field goals or something like that. And I think that's probably how this game's going to go. Yeah. So if they score 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals, that would be 23 points. So I think that's probably what's going to happen for the Jaguars. And then I think the Rams are going to do a lot more on offense than the Jaguars will. So we are taking the Rams in this one, 33-23. Next game here, we have the Steelers at Chiefs. And we are taking the Chiefs at home. I think the Chiefs at home are always really good, especially at division games. The Chiefs don't really lose at home in these divisional matchups. These teams don't really like each other, but the Chiefs are 6-0 right now. They look like probably the most complete team in the NFL. It's pretty close between them and the Eagles, honestly. But I still think the Chiefs are a little better. I think Big Ben will have a good game this week. I think I have a bounce-back week. But I don't think he's going to beat the Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs 31-24. Le'Veon Bell probably wouldn't be a good play this week. Maybe Antonio Brown might be. I think Antonio Brown could be a good play this week. But I would not play Le'Veon Bell this week if you were doing FanDuel or something like that. Next game here, we have the Chargers at Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders in this one just because they're the least bad. I mean, both of these teams have been pretty bad recently. The Raiders, obviously, they got E.J. Manuel right now. The Chargers can't do a whole lot on defense. But I think the Raiders, I watched a little bit of that game last week, and E.J. Manuel looked a lot better than I thought he would. He made some throws. He made some throws that I wasn't expecting him to make. So I'm going to take the Raiders in this one, a close game, 17-14. And yeah, I just think the Raiders will win this game very close. I don't think the Chargers will be able to stop them. I don't think the Raiders defense is going to play very well either. But I also think both of these offensive lines have not been playing well. The running game hasn't been there for both teams. So I still think it's going to be a close game and a low-scoring game. So we're taking the Raiders 17-13. And then we have the Giants at Broncos. I'm taking the Broncos in this one. This is a pretty easy one. If you were doing FanDuel this week and you were looking for a defensive play, I would play the Broncos defense because the Giants, they just lost their top 2 receivers. Brandon Marshall. I'm pretty sure Brandon Marshall's not playing this week. I know Odell Beckham's not playing for the rest of the season. It doesn't look good, man. It doesn't look good if you're a Giants fan. I'm sorry. The Giants are not winning this game. Eli Manning's probably going to be benched. And it might not be because he's playing horrible. It's probably going to be because he's getting hit a lot. I think Denver Broncos probably have like 8 sacks this game, 4 interceptions, and a couple touchdowns. This is going to be an ugly game if you're a Giants fan. If you're a Giants fan, I probably wouldn't watch this game, to be honest. It's not going to be fun. Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos in this one big time. I'm saying 35-7. Yeah. Next game here we have Colts at Titans. I am taking the Colts in this one. I mean, you have the Titans without Marcus Mariota, and you have the Colts without Andrew Luck. I don't think Andrew Luck's playing, and if he does, he's probably not going to be 100%. If they play Andrew Luck, they'll probably win. But I still think they could win with Jacoby Brissett, so I don't know why they would play him. If Andrew Luck isn't healthy next season, it's over for the Colts. I mean, Andrew Luck has not been healthy since like 2015. In my opinion, he doesn't look like the same guy. Even last year, he was getting sacked so much when he was in the game before he got hurt. I just don't think he looked like the same guy. So if you're the Colts, you have to not play him. I don't even know why they're letting him practice with pads on. I would definitely play Brissett this game. But yeah, I'm still taking the Colts in this one. Very low scoring game. I'm going to say 16-13. Titans won't be able to do a whole lot with their backup quarterback either. Hopefully, maybe they'll be able to run the ball. I don't know. I mean, the Colts' running defense has been very bad recently. So the Titans could rely on that run game and maybe win this game something like 23-17. But I'm still taking the Colts 16-13 in this game. And yeah, these are my predictions for Week 6 of the 2017 NFL season. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button on the video. You can also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. And you can comment if you ever want to talk anything about football, you want to argue about football. If you have any opinions about Lions, anything like that, you can also follow me on Twitter, tweet at me, anything football related, anything Madden related, anything like that. But yeah guys, hope you enjoyed the video and have a great day.